Hey baby, it's me, Zelderon. Today I'm gonna be talking about the Hive yet again, but this time not about the server itself, because, fuck that, but about one particular content creator on the platform, that creator being Carter, aka PotatoPie25, aka Potato Can Suck My Ass 69. It's funny, because I really did used to like him and the content he had on the table, which is why it's so intriguing how PotatoPie slowly transformed from a passionate YouTuber to an egomaniac filled with too much pride for his own damn good. Today I'm going to be taking a look at PotatoPie25 and criticize his past behavior, as well as give some advice as to how he and we can learn from these mistakes and move forward from it. This is obvious, but please do not send hate towards anyone mentioned in this video, and please keep comments as civil as possible. I suggest all you guys formulate your own opinions before commenting, as well as doing some damn research of your own. Also, if I poke some fun at people, it's for entertainment purposes only. Don't take it as seriously like PotatoPie actually has a tight-ass man pussy in real life or something. But we all know he does. With that out of the way, please be sure to like and subscribe before I falsely copyright strike one of Melvin's YouTube videos. Dude, you can't just copyright strike my video, it falls under fair use. Well, that's where you're wrong, Melvin. Because you didn't credit me in your description, it means that I can strike down your video. Who cares if it took you hours upon hours to make? Wait, what do you mean? Put the credit right here in the description. No, you didn't. Yeah, I did. See, it's right there. Anyways, if you don't subscribe, I'm taking Melvin's video down. Believe it or not, PotatoPie25 used to be a pretty awesome content creator. He gave criticism to other servers, made funny gameplay moments, as well as informative videos discussing things like the best survival games on Bedrock, and how to win survival games, and fucking so on and so forth. Hell, he even criticized the Hive survival games at one point. Not only that, but it was actually well done and informative. Holy shit! It's almost as if criticism is a great way to suggest improvements on something shitty and not as a method of spreading hate and negativity like someone claims. He made videos alongside fans and actually gave a shit about the community that he was growing. He cared about the Hive and made videos he truly wanted to make. One of PotatoPie's videos that makes my dick especially wet was the one where he played Minecraft while floating down a fucking river in a tube on his Nintendo Switch. I mean, come on, man, how amazing is that? Maybe it's just me, but man, stuff like this is just so amazing. I love it when YouTubers try to do something outside the box for once and just enjoy themselves while doing it. The content he made was so diverse and enjoyable. He kept things fresh and entertaining, which is what I loved about his older content. He truly cared about the content he was producing, and it felt like there was an actual human being behind the camera instead of just some lifeless advertiser. More on that soon, but first we gotta discuss. On January 13, 2021, PotatoPie25 released a video called The Problem Was Fire Swords on the Hive. It was a well-made video discussing why the fire sword was complete bullshit and only served the purpose of being a pain in the ass. For those of you turbo virgins that don't know, when Hive Skywars first dropped, the fire sword was extremely busted. Not only did it have an extremely common drop rate, but it also just destroyed anyone in your path and made the game near unplayable when playing against it. So Carter gave this dildo of death some justice alongside Evident and completely shit on the Hive for adding such a stupid item while giving them great suggestions on how to fix the issue. Then, the Hive did something that they literally never do nowadays. They actually responded to the criticism. PotatoPie's video was the reason why fire swords were removed, and thank God too. I definitely won't discredit the fact that PotatoPie and Evident did a fantastic job explaining why the sword is busted while giving proper evidence as to why. However, when the Hive replaced the fire sword with the Ember sword, something began to kinda change in PotatoPie. I don't exactly know when it happened, but this change he made to the Hive Skywars was the beginning of his descent into his own ego. And the Hive was listening to him, and only him, and sadly this was PotatoPie's last real criticism of the Hive. More and more people came to watch his content nonetheless, however, and his views increased with every video. As an outside perspective, I don't truly know what was actually going on inside his head, but what I do know is that the guy we all know and loved was being slowly replaced by a soulless narcissist. During During his time after the Fire Sword video, something changed in PotatoPie's overall approach to content. Instead of criticizing the server, making fun gameplay videos, or engaging with the fans, he instead opted with jerking the Hive off non-stop. And while giving some good under-the-table sloppy toppy ain't exactly a bad thing, don't get me wrong, his content wasn't presented as well as his previous videos. Instead of going on an adventure with Carter, you were being told how amazing the Hive was by PotatoPie. Instead of creating engaging and fun content, he became an advertisement. The Hive's used car salesman and CEO of sucking off the server. These videos were also just bland, not bad per se, but devoid of any of the personality we've seen previously. If you played on the Hive at all or interacted with its community during this time, then you wouldn't even need to watch any of these videos. Also, there are videos later down the line with titles like The Problem with YouTube Rank or The Hacker Problem, making you think it's actually criticizing the server, but they add absolutely nothing. No suggestions, no nothing. Just jerking off the Hive to the point where I'm surprised the screen wasn't covered in white hot love goo after watching it. He didn't delve into the problem and really spread the Hive's ass cheeks for all of us to witness, but instead he just ate that ass and forced us to watch in disgust. But people watched it nonetheless, and he quickly became a leader in the YouTube scene, another seat of power that only stroked his fragile ego even further. It got to the point where he started pushing other smaller content creators around and shitting on them if they gave the Hive or its garbage content any form of criticism. Or, even worse, sometimes PotatoPie would spread hate on someone he simply didn't like because fuck it. He has the power to do so and no one will question him, so why not? It's not hypocritical as long as you're in the right. Right? Ventum was one of these creators, and PotatoPie fucking hated the guy, labeling Ventum as a toxic and shitty person by Carter due to the fact that he lowered his debounce time in a content creator tournament months after it happened. And he even admitted to his mistakes since then. Now, should Ventum have done that? That's entirely subjective and up to your own personal opinion. But that would be like if I only hated PotatoPie because he teamed that one time in survival games, and this entire video was about that one time PotatoPie made a minor oops, and that's why he's toxic and smells bad. I mean, the stakes aren't as high, but it's practically the same type of petty bullshit that he's pulling here. When Ventum tried to get on the Potato Sack Discord server, he was immediately banned by the big man himself. People started to question about why Ventum was banned, and Carter proceeded to throw a massive temper tantrum, to the point where I'm surprised this motherfucker didn't unlock some Super Saiyan transformation from all of the emotions he was brewing. Fuck, it even reads like a Shonen Jump. This is my server, and I don't want him here. What happened? Can someone inform me, please? Hey, can you give a reason? I don't want him here. We don't like cheaters here. But that was like 6 months ago, and he's done cheating. I don't think so. But he said he regretted it. Plus, he learned from that mistake. Okay, but that doesn't really change anything from my eyes. What you learn here. Laugh my ass off. Hide your cheats better next time. Jesus fucking Christ. Even his loyal fans start questioning his actions here, but Carter not only kept to his guns, but acted like a complete ass-stash towards them. Then finally, he drops the conversation when he's losing the argument to like some 15-year-olds, of course, and gets his bitch boy brigade of Discord mods to drown out the discussion. By the way, that's a joke. I'm sure they're all nice people. And this is how he behaved in front of his audience. I'm not even fucking including the behind-the-scenes ridiculousness that he's pulled yet. How about the time he falsely struck a video by Phil McCrack? Now, obviously, okay, Phil McCrack and his channel are very controversial subjects that I won't even begin to circumcise the penis of, but no matter what your opinion of the bastard is, what Carter did here was extremely wrong. What happened here is Phil uploaded a video where he was playing on the Hive legitimately and happened to kill PotatoPie25. He used a clip from his stream as a reaction. That was pretty much it. No crazy shit to be seen here. I don't know for sure if he credited PotatoPie25 in the description, but the entire video, if anything, was just free advertising for Carter. But did he see it that way? Fuck no, because that would be the logical thing to see it as. Instead, he falsely struck down the video claiming that Phil didn't credit him in the description, and that's why it wasn't fair use. For those of you who aren't aware, fair use is a law that allows the reuse of copyrighted protected material under certain circumstances without getting direct permission from the copyright owner. In this case, Phil was using in PotatoPie's stream reaction. It didn't copy and paste the original work and was simply adding onto it as well as his own video. And he wasn't profiting financially from PotatoPie's quote-unquote hard work. The funny part to me is that at the time there were plenty of clips channels using stream clips, sometimes completely unedited, and they were perfectly okay with it despite the content not falling under fair use. PotatoPie in particular made an entire ass video discussing how Hive clips channels were perfectly fine.
If I'm being honest, I really don't care too much that my clips are being uploaded on these channels because I'm not doing anything else with them and it's essentially free promo for me.
Taking down a video that someone worked hammer and balls on just because you personally don't like it is an extremely shitty thing to do. In any other community, had he done this, he would be anally fisted by every member of the community, and rightfully so. But for some reason, this got swept under the rug as if nothing happened, and it caused other YouTubers on the Hive to think that copyright striking videos is a perfectly acceptable thing to do. There'd be one thing if Phil McCrack was posting an entire PotatoPie videos to his channel and claiming it as his own work, but that's not what's happened at all. Falsely copyright striking videos is a serious offense, and the fact that he got away with it proves how much the community respected the bastard, and at this rate probably a little too much, which of course fed into his ego even further. Okay, as far as I'm aware, PotatoPie is one of the primary reasons for some of the Hive's content creators hating me for absolutely no reason. All because I said some stinky swear words that hurt his fragile fucking ego. Well, Carter, I don't mean to repeat myself, but damn, do you have a tight-ass man pussy. I'd understand my video discussing you, MJ, and Jessica was coming from a place of pure hate, and while, yeah, it had some choice words that could have come out differently, the way you reacted to my criticisms pretty much proved most of my points. When the video first released, he had this to say about it.
Hive, I don't care. I saw it. I don't care. Don't discuss it. Don't give it attention. Literally no point. Literally, it's just a dude using negativity for clout. Move on. Don't care about it.
It's funny he says this because the only truly negative thing I can remember in that video is me shitting on Jessica's hairline after he told a kid on fucking Minecraft to tell his parents to get a better job after he lost a match of fucking Treasure Wars. In no way, shape, or form was I using that video as a front for spreading toxicity or gaining clout. It was a message that we're leaders of the community and we have to take more responsibility as content creators. You can watch the video for yourself actually, it's still up and ready to go. You can tell me whether or not that video was clout chasing or negative. After that incident, I kept making Hive content, kept doing my own thing until I learned about a podcast called Hivecast run by Rubixel and NotKings. I asked NotKings if I could be on the podcast and he agreed. It took a long time for them to get back to me because Rubixel sadly had coronavirus. The day we're going to record, however, I learned from Rubixel that they were getting a lot of hate with wanting me on their podcast, so they just simply canceled it. I asked if I could receive a screenshot of one of their quote-unquote essays and just cross out the name. He sends me this, and to no surprise, I immediately recognize this kind of whining to be PotatoPie's. He says, guy whose entire content is to make inflammatory videos about the Hive/Hive community gets views from everyone hating him basically. Don't even give him the satisfaction of getting on your podcast even if it ends up not posting it. It's not worth it. At all. Which is really strange to me. I don't know where he got this information that everyone only watches my content because they hate me? I was friends with a lot of people watching my stuff and they were always very helpful and positive, and saying to not give me satisfaction as if I'm some sort of fucking plague that feeds off hate. Are you serious? I also learned he was telling others about how toxic and horrible of a person I was, even though he's never talked to me in his life. Example of these people being Insane Orbits and Jakester, who also have absolutely no idea what they're talking about when it comes to my older Hive content. Okay, I've seen them before. If you've seen them before, then you should know exactly why he does not deserve to be in this community. I don't know, man. He ain't Holden, so it's fine. Jesus Christ, that's not even comparable at all. Zelderon literally trashes on the entire Hive community and its members for no reason, has zero filter, and is one of the most toxic people in the community. He is hated by the entire community, and what you're saying right now could make everyone hate you. That's almost a carbon copy of what PotatoPie has been saying, and it pisses me off to no end. Not because they don't like me, but because it's just false information. He claims that spreading hate and negativity is a bad thing, yet all he's doing here is just spreading hate and negativity. Plus, he knows people will trust him without any consequences, so he keeps doing this shit because he knows he can get away with it. I'm fine if you don't like me, but at least have a valid reason to not like me. Point out my 5th grade humor, or how sometimes I can present my points in an unfunny way, or how boring my videos were because it was just a purple hoodie motherfucker in front of a blurred screen, or something, anything valid. It's like he did zero research at all on me and just started making blank, untrue statements. He saw the thumbnail of him with a fucking baba in his mouth and got genuinely offended. And you know what? You can copy and paste my story with plenty of other content creators who criticize the server and its YouTubers, and you'd probably get a similar story, if not a carbon copy. I want to emphasize the fact that I'm not angry because he said I'm toxic. I'm angry because he's told people false information about me and probably others he simply doesn't like. And believe me, I tried talking to the guy, even joking around with him, to no avail. I replied pooped pants to one of his tweets and got blocked immediately. I can't contact him on Discord, and I sure as fuck can't contact him through email. I've tried settling this in a mature way multiple times before to help him from doing what he's done over and over again, but it's literally impossible to contact the bastard. So don't go telling me and everyone else that I should have just settled this in private when we literally couldn't have. You know, despite the shit that he's put on other content creators though, maybe he could make up for it by making good content, right? Well, that's where you're completely wrong. His channel quickly went from bland to straight up horrible pretty quickly. Just shitty stream highlights where the other content creators he's with pretty much carry the entire video. Sure, he's laughing and smiling, looking like he's having a good time, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like I'm watching something genuine. It feels like I'm watching a robot open and close its mouth for 16 minutes of pure fucking boredom. It's not entertaining. It's not even done that well. It's just extremely bland and even bad at some points. But looking at his comment section says otherwise, and it seems like his 9-year-old fan base is more than happy with this type of content. And sure, you know, if you stumble upon his channel for the first time, you might think it's decent content, but when compared to these, it doesn't hold a fucking candle. I'd highly suggest that he just goes back to fucking around with the content he made before. Really go out of his way to do fun and crazy shit on the Hive as well as other Bedrock servers. That way he stays entertaining, grows his fan base, and starts being the guy we all know and love again. Because this fucker right here isn't the real Carter. Neither is this guy or this one. It's not a proper representation of who he actually is, but rather what he has become over the past year. Would you believe me if this guy once wore a shirt to school that made fun of himself for having Lego hair? Well, here's the proof that he actually did that. We can all learn from this, and the lesson here is not to succumb to your own selfishness, but stick to the path you put yourself on and spread positivity through your influence. I know I haven't been the greatest example of that, but maybe Carter or even you can be. That's pretty much it from me today. See ya, bastards.
To the one, from the one to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the one, from the one to the three. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and Hennessy. I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop.